Hi there, this is Arthur Hill, Chief Technical Strategist at TrendInvestorPro.com. It is Thursday, October 5th, and you're tuned into a video on our YouTube channel. If you like this video, of course, give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing. So today we're going to talk about QQQ because it has made a big move down. It is testing the August lows. It's holding up relatively well compared to, say, small caps or even SPY. But there's a battle going on at the August lows. And the question is, are we going to see another shoe drop or are we going to get an oversold bounce? And I would think that even if we get an oversold bounce, it's not going to last, because if you look at RSI, there's been a range shift. RSI shifted from its bullish range to its bearish range. Let's take a look at the chart. So here's a chart with QQQ, and the first thing we can see here is a lower high from July until September, late August there, and then a move lower. And technically, we did close below the August low. So technically speaking, we do have a lower low. So I think the trend is definitely down since the July high. You can make a case for an uptrend longer term, because you can see there's the rising 200-day moving average. But what I'm watching short term is that you had a pretty sharp decline, especially this 2-week decline in September, and you became very oversold here and consolidated. And this consolidation is starting to look like a pennant. And a pennant is a short-term continuation pattern, and its bias depends on the direction of the prior move. So clearly the direction of this prior move is down. So this represents a consolidation after a decline, which makes it a bearish continuation pattern. So if we break pennant support, that would signal a continuation lower and target a move down to that 332 area, and that's the rising 200-day. Now, the rising 200-day, the 200-day, yeah, it's not that great of a support level as far as, you get outside the S&P 500, and it's not that great of a support level. There are a lot of crosses above and below, a lot of whipsaws, but that would be an initial target. And then the bigger support zone, you can see this April consolidation, that's marking that bigger support zone in the 310, 320 area. Now, I do have a bearish bias on QQQ because of this immediate downtrend and because of the shift in the range for RSI. If you look here, from January until August, RSI was in its bull range, and that goes from 40 to, say, 80. And you can see here it broke above 60, and that's when it went into the bull range. Here was in its bear range prior to January. It broke into its bull range here, and you can see when it came down in February, it held the 40 to 50 zone and turned up. It held the 40 to 50 zone in April, and it got down to that 40-50 zone in August and broke it. So it broke below 40, and it broke below the low of that bull range. And so now we shift to a bear range for RSI. What does that mean? That means this 50 to 60 zone becomes momentum resistance. And sure enough, we moved to momentum resistance in September, stalled, and then moved lower. So if RSI gets back into that 50 to 60 zone, I would consider that momentum resistance and be wary of any bounce. In fact, I think even if QQQ does get a bounce here, it's going to be a bounce within a bigger downtrend. And the ultimate target zone is down here in that 310 to 330 area. But again, this pennant, I expect a break and a move down towards that 200-day moving average. So QQQ was part of the report on Trend Investor Pro Chart Trader, which is published every Tuesday and Thursday with a video. And there you can see the headline for Thursday, today. Long-term bearish, because the composite breadth model that we use here at Trend Investor Pro did turn negative, and that dictates our market stance, also for our trading strategies that trade stocks and stock-based ETFs. So you can see here the symbols that I covered in Thursday's report. I've got some bearish setups that I was showing because we are in a bearish market environment. And in today's Chart Trader report, I did address the oversold conditions. And what happens is sometimes you get oversold and you remain oversold. And so I've put together a short-term composite breadth indicator that measures overbought and oversold conditions. but you need to look for some sort of a signal that oversold has, say, exhausted itself and is alleviating, and you're becoming not oversold anymore. And I was using the percent of stocks above the 20-day moving average for that. And that is part of the report on Trend Investor Pro. And I still have my targets for the S&P 500 there. So we do have two offerings at Trend Investor Pro. We have a systematic offering, System Trader, where we have fully quantified strategies that are using things like the composite breadth model for broad market timing and momentum indicators to get into the strongest stocks. But these models do go into cash when the market timing mechanism turns negative, and that could happen this week. We also have a mean reversion strategy. If you're more into charts and chart analysis like I just showed you, then Chart Trader might be of interest. I use technical analysis to define the broad market environment. I look for leading groups, and then I look for trading ideas in stocks and ETFs, and I'm trading in the direction of the bigger trend. And the bigger trend for the market is down, so now my bias has moved to the downside. So check out Chart Trader if you're looking for some trading ideas and trading setups. All right, so that is it for today's video. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Thanks very much for tuning in, and we'll be back again next week. Take care.